Oh, it's not. Okay. All right, today's the 5th of July, and I am wondering if you have lost your independence or if you're feeling free. What about your joy and your zest for living? So what is the opposite, guys, of freedom? Well, that is restriction, that's chains, that binds, that's face masks, socially isolating, and I can go on and on and on forever. So what is freedom? And in fact, what are healings and what are energy readings? And how do we break free of anything that is restricting us? Now, in case you are new to the show, welcome. I am Joan of Angels. So just to let you know, in 1998, I was a very successful chiropractor. I was one of the top female chiropractors in the country until 1998, when I lost everything, including the kitchen sink. And I always like to tell people I went homeless before it was fashionable. But I knew that masterminding worked. And so I had my two children, 8 and 10, and I turned to them and we masterminded together and we formed a group we called the Miracle Makers Club. We visualized exactly what we wanted. And my daughter one night, cute as a button at 10, said, Mama, when we get our miracles, could we please go around the world and help others step into their miraculous so that they wouldn't have to suffer with hunger, with pain, and with such deep sorrow. So what do I do now? I help people just like you step into the miraculous. I do that by helping you to remember who you are, why you're here, what your special mission is, and most of all, what your special gifts are. That toolkit you came down here with, because you were sent down here, guys. You chose to be here, and you had a toolkit of skills that would help you to do what you came here to do. So, all right, good. So if you're new to the channel, by the way, I would so appreciate it if you would like us, subscribe, and share so we can grow and reach more people. And to those of you who have subscribed, we have gained 100 subscribers this month, and I'm so ecstatic. They say the first few hundred are the hardest. All right. And that's the hardest in life too, by the way. You know that the first few steps you make to break free of restriction for this thing called freedom, those first few steps usually take courage. And I call it brave, courageous, and bold. And yes, I am wearing a crown tonight, just in case you haven't noticed. Joan of Angels, the Queen of Angels, is here in the house with Avon. So, who is my extraterrestrial friend who downloads and channels the information. All right, now we got that out of the way. I want everyone to take a deep breath in so we can literally start our night together. So let me know, by the way, in the chat room where you're from, because what I like to do is weave the energy together. And I call it a tower of miracle power. So when I know where you're from, we literally weave that tower so that it becomes almost solid. So that whether we're on air or off, those miracles are always beaming to you like a broadcasting station, much like we're doing right now as we step into the miraculous. So take a deep breath in. That's right. Whew, let it all out and send your roots down to the center of the earth. And once more, taking a deep breath in, remembering that it is Miracle Monday. It is when we step into the miraculous, we begin to remember how powerful we are, and we give our thanks. So, Mother, Father, God, we are so grateful for each and every one of you, for your presence, for your camaraderie, for the collective gathering as we lift our vibrations and we begin to send healing across the planet, to Canada, to Illinois, to wherever you may be, to Ontario. So, my friends, I love you so. I want you to know that we can do this together. So, our friend from Georgia, who's in her cute little healing room, I want you to first of all rub your hands together and feel that energy between your hands. Whew. Because when we do this, all right, and I start to send the energy out to you so that I can begin to receive it from St. Louis, Missouri back to me, and then channeling it through and sending it out, believe it or not, the energy dome will get higher and higher and higher. And think of it as if we are weaving a web, my dear friends, weaving a web from my sanctuary to you, to you, to you. Keep rubbing those hands together and feeling that energy within them, because that is how the healing begins. That is how we begin to unravel from Santa Rosa to Virginia to North Carolina and back. It is getting hot in the house. I don't know if you're feeling it, Prince, Crown Prince Fleet here, but it is hot. And you know what? We have triple digit weather here in Palm Springs, California. And you know what I say? I say those are angel numbers. So when we hit 111 in our temperature, we are having new DNA restructured in our body. We are breaking free from a paradigm that says 111, you might as well lay down and crash. Oh no, those angel numbers are for each and every one of us here. Yes, weave it to Los Angeles. Imagine that I have a needle and a thread, and it is that energy of miracles, and I'm weaving it to Canada. I'm weaving it to Georgia. I am weaving it to Mill Valley, California, to Albuquerque and Santa Fe. I am weaving it around the world. And so that is how we start to create that web of healing. And I know that you are feeling it. I can feel it within me, and I know you're feeling it. So guys, Miracle Mondays is tonight, and it is the night where we start the week out by stepping into the miraculous, by having an opportunity to center and really remembering who we are. Now, I started this little chat tonight with telling you about freedom. Why? Well, I guess it doesn't hurt that yesterday was July 4th, right? And you know, kind of interesting, I went over to the casino. I had my cute little American Independence Day hat that I've had for years with beads on it, and, you know, 4th of July. And people looked at me weirdly. I can only say that not as many people as I thought would be celebrating freedom. Now, let me tell you about freedom. Freedom is the ability to state what you want, to be who you are, to do the career you want, live in the home you want, state with certainty, you know, your first, you know, the freedom of speech, the freedom we have in our country to say what we mean and mean what we say and want that. So we're so grateful for that freedom. And that's an external freedom. But we also have an internal freedom, the freedom within us to actually shine our light, the freedom within us to break free of restrictions, to And that is no small thing in Banff, Canada. And I had the most wonderful time skiing in Banff, Canada, many, many years ago. Whew. Yes, and it brings in a lot of energy for me. So 2021, when you add up the numbers numerologically, thank you very much, my beloved. When we add up those numbers, numerologically, it adds up to a 5. 5 is the number of freedom / restriction. Because if it ain't free, it's restricted. You know, like a hose, okay? You go out in the garden and you turn your hose on and you go like this and it sprays water. But if there's a crink in that hose, then you ain't going to get that water, guys. You know, it stops that flow. And we have those obstacles in our life that are designed to teach us how to break free from restriction. So when I say, dearest angels, Mother, Father, God, let's let go of anything that no longer serves us. Let's let go of limited thinking. And what do I mean by limited thinking? So many of us, it comes with the territory of being a human in these days. We're programmed. We're programmed from birth. Go, poop in your diaper, go to the potty, drink the bottle when mommy wants you to drink, be a good kid, don't go crazy, don't scream too much. You're a girl, wear pink. You're a boy, wear blue. And so suddenly, not even suddenly, we start to grow up with contracts of how we behave. Be a good little girl, be a good boy. Listen to your mother. Don't say what you mean. In my case, I used to throw things around so badly that they actually tied me up. Talk about restriction. No wonder I'm talking about restriction and being bound and not being able to express myself. That's probably why I wave my hands in these talks, because I wasn't allowed to talk. Now, what does all of this mean? So 2021 planetary is all about restriction versus freedom. Your restriction, your freedom, planetary restriction, planetary freedom. And it is crazy because look what we've been going through, the loss of freedoms over the past 18 months with the masks, with the social isolating, with being told what to do and when to do it. That is restriction, guys, and that's on a planetary level. So energetically, there's a need to break free. And I have a need, by the way, to connect with all of you, and that's why I'm sending that energy of threading this needle collaboratively around the world. And I say, share us with your friends so we could be on the other side of the globe. We could be in Africa. We could be in India. We can be in Greenland. Okay, share us around the world. We can be in Mongolia. Spread it. This energy of miracles. Okay, we're weaving that web. Yes, we are. And when I say we're calling all the angels around the globe, it's because I energetically see us surrounding this planet and sending miracle dust down to each and every one of you. All right, so I'm talking about paradigms, and I have 2 stories for you. Story number 1 is when it was about 15 years ago. Now, I mentioned to you all how I was very, very successful chiropractic, and I always made more money than the men in my life in those days, and I was kind of very proud of it. And one day I had this psychic reading, and she said, Joan, you came in here to learn how to be independent. And my wings got all up in array, and I was, what? And I said, what? I'm very independent. You can't get it more independent than me, right? I'm spreading miracles in Oxford, England. You cannot get any more independent than Joan of Angels, right? And she said to me, if you were truly independent, you would have been born a man. So I wanted to kind of bitch slapper, angel slapper. I was very upset with this. But what I realized is that the programming you have, I have, we all have, to be a woman, to be a man, to be an in-between now, whatever sex you call yourself, it is still a programming. It's some kind of contract. And so I began to look at even relationships as that soul, like learning how to handle those soul contracts without the programming. Harminder, let us know where you're from, because we're going round the world threading our needle, and she has crossed the planet, my dear friend over there. So let us know where you are, and we are so happy to see you. All right, so that's the first thing. So, gender identity is one soul contract you had in the thinking of it. Now, the second component of personal freedom, there we go, we're sending a thread to Malaysia. So the contract of freedom, okay, and the rules to live by are those that we break now. There is so much change in the air, so much chaos and uncertainty that's really coming through. July is going to be a month of freedom, expansion, restriction, expansive restriction. And when you add up July, which is a 7 number, with the 2021, you actually get 3, which is all about communication, chaos, giving away our power, and really having a lot of lessons. So how do we handle all that? We handle that by strengthening us from the inside out. We handle that by understanding that we came here for a reason. We may not always know what that reason is, but you know what? It's about trusting, okay, and believing in ourselves. So Louise Hayes says, I believe in myself because I know that the entire universe is backing me. So do you know, across country over there, that the entire universe is backing you? Those brilliant ideas that you get, guys, those downloads from spirit, that is the universe giving you clues on how you can shift the energy, how you could step into your power. They call it downloads. And Avon, my dear extraterrestrial friend that many of you have met, really sends in that information. And so some of you might even experience the downloads from him. Now, the second thing that the second story I wanted to share with you about paradigms, okay? My landlady was here this morning. Love my landlady. Okay. And let's fix this a little bit. Good. And she was here to fix the water leaks, the sprinkler system, and it was leaking. And last night I came home and there was water gushing everywhere. So of course I was upset at all the wasted water. So she comes by this morning and she's fixing all the leaks. But the one that really, the other one that disturbed me was the faucet by my office in the other room. And I have a glass, two French doors there. And I constantly see that drip, drip, drip. And so I have been asking her for years to fix it. She didn't. She hasn't yet. And I was just thinking about that she hadn't fixed it. I still have the leak. God knows what it's doing to the water bill. When I looked outside my window, so I turned around and it's over there, and there was a bird under the faucet, about 2 inches away from the faucet. And every time there was a drop coming, the bird's beak opened so that water could drip, 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 and then drip again into this bird's mouth. And I realized something else. That too changed my paradigm. Because number one, I was concerned about wasting water. Number two, I had been thinking about the animals and the birds. Okay, recently I put out a water fountain in the backyard, and many birds come to it, and I pay attention to keep it filled with water. We're in triple digits here, and the animals, they can't drink the water out of my pool. But I've never done this in the front of the house. But the third thing is that today I was also talking to my landlady about the bird bath in the back and how I've become aware of the animals that come by. I put out a little bowl of water for the feral cat, and there's that bird. And so, guys, I want you to remember that too. We are not here alone on the planet. That regardless, triple digits are just in the 80s, which to me would be a miracle right now. Oh my God, yes, to sit outside in the 80s. It's not even 80 when I wake up. It's 100 when you wake up here. Okay, that's a rant. But to really pay attention to nature, because nature cries when they don't get enough water. And I don't even know if you know that when a tree is in a forest with other trees or in a little grove with other trees, but if one tree doesn't get water, they're connected underneath with roots. And so the root system will share water and share nutrients with other trees in their container. So I find that very, very fascinating. So rather than being restricted, they are expansive and they share. They say this water is not just for me, it's for all of us to thrive. And the trees in the forest have been known to open up a little bit of space so that the little saplings, the new trees, can get enough sun that they could grow tall. Well, let us know, beautiful, where you're from. So the saplings can grow because the mother, father trees, the adult trees, are aware of the infants and they push over a little bit so they can step in and watch. So, by the way, we are just so grateful that you're here with us watching. All right, so I said to you guys we were going to do readings and healings. And so the first thing I want you to know about that is that we are already doing that. I have a healing angel and guide. It is a 14th dimensional being on my right. I have 4 ascended masters on my left. And I have 2 master guardian angels that are lifting my wings and holding that crown up. Why? So that energy that we are sharing can be extremely powerful so that you can feel it. And if you're one of those people who can feel it, and remember, we send it with the right, we receive it with the left, and we send it out again. So with your left hand, receive it. With your right hand, send it. And now imagining that we are connecting the threads where each of us are that tower of miracle power around the globe, lifting the energy, raising it to the energy of our 14th dimensional angel and beyond, because we can do that. When we take off the blinders and we take off the restrictions, we can do that. And so it is. Good. So there we have Louisiana in the house. It would be so fun to have all 52 states, every country, every continent represented up. And why not have, okay, well, my guide said, well, Joan, how can you limit it? Don't you have the Zetas? Don't you have the Pleiadians? Don't you have the Arcturians? Don't you have all sentient beings that are here with us tonight? So if you can feel them, if you can feel that energy going through you. Now, as continuing with this theme of freeing yourself from all restrictions and letting go so that we can continue to send energy around the earth. And I feel that as we can literally imagine ourselves encircling this globe, we can collectively send those miracle frequencies down to the earth so that people can be drinking of the miracles and feeling those miracles in their body. All right. So I'm going to take a deep breath for a second and shift my own energy and kind of explain to you that I am in a time of transformation. This is a time of chaos, rebooting, and order from the chaos. But if you're like me, I'm going to reframe that. Change is good. Change is amazing. All that shakeup is exciting. It's a new paradigm. But as I'm going through all those changes, let me tell you a few things that are going on. We are now currently doing 2 shows a week. You know that we have 420 Spiritual Living every Wednesday at 4:20 California time. And in a minute, I'll play you that cute little video promo that I did. So we had the 4:20 Spiritual Living. This Wednesday, I'm going to be interviewing myself. I am. Because I realize that people on that show don't really know who I am. And so I'm going to be interviewing me, telling you all about how I stepped into the consciousness with that cannabis, with the plant medicine itself, with those teacher plants, and share how that has transformed my life and in the ways that I've learned to open my consciousness. So plant medicine is a new type of paradigm shift. Not so new, guys, because honestly, plant medicine has been around for thousands of years, probably hundreds of thousands of years, and it has been in every ceremony around the globe, from the indigenous tribes in Africa to India to China. There's even writings about cannabis in all the medical journals in ancient China and ancient India. So the idea that they have, quote, restricted it, something that which is for the people and of the people, which helps us into a new consciousness, does get my goat. And part of why we're doing 420 Spiritual Living is I want to share with all of you how exciting it is to have an easier way to step into a different consciousness and learn how to align your body, mind, and spirit for mastery, for spiritual growth, for a happy life. And that's how people are using plant medicine also as a paradigm change. So restrictions, yes, restriction to have what you need when you need it. Oh, that's freedom. Restriction is when you're not allowed to have it. And when there's laws and regulations that have taken what was so naturally part of people and part of society for thousands of years and restricted it. I'm talking about the theme of freedom and restriction because, yes, yesterday was July 4th. And as I said, I was really not many people wearing a 4th of July anything as if it was a nothing burger. And to me, I love to celebrate holidays, especially of freedom, but also because it's 2021 and restriction, chaos, restriction, freedom is the theme of the next few months. So I'm going to say, and the guides are saying, and when I close my eyes, it's just because I'm receiving information, the guides are going to say, imagining, okay, that there's like, it's not quite like handcuffs, but it's like, a bicycle chain, one of those old-fashioned bicycle chains. And it was wrapped around you. I guess wrapped around your hands, okay? And there's a lock and a key. The key, Spirit is telling me, is not a normal key. It is a spiritual consciousness key. It is an activation key. It is a key that turns when you have opened up your consciousness to allow yourself to step into that portal. And that is what freedom is. I have been taking a trance class. I'm actually very excited. It's actually scary. I have been an oracle for many, many, many years. And I tell everyone I'm self-trained because I am. But Spirit told me recently that I needed to get over my own hang-ups and take this class. It's called Trance Speaking. And trance is when you open up your consciousness and you allow another being or beings, the angelic ones, this 14th dimensional frequency being in, and speak what these beings are saying. Now, those of you who've had readings with me online here on Miracle Monday, my favorite day of the week, know that I usually have a card, pull those cards. I'm a oracle card woman. Cards are one way I use to open up that portal, okay, to get into consciousness. And tonight I did bring 2 decks on, or I'll ask you for your birthday and your birth path number. But tonight, the guides told me that I too have to go through change. I'm making that face because it's a little scary, okay? I'm making this face because what we're going to ask you to do is, if you want the experience of my going into trance, then, and sharing what Spirit has to say with you, and that is a miracle because I've really only been doing it a week or two, which is not really true because often I go into trance and I channel, but I didn't know it was trance. So what is trance? Trance is going into a meditative state where you allow another being. So you might have 20%, then you allow them 30%, 100%. So as I said, if you want readings, you're going to comment that and give your name, full name from birth, your date, year, date, month of birth. And you're going to put that there. And then Tina is going to set, and by the way, she's in the house. So she's in the back room and I get to look at her, but she's going to choose. So let's just say that we don't want to stack the deck. Okay. So while she's picking and while you're doing it, I am going to play my promo. So you're going to see it for the 420 miracles in case I could figure out where it is. And then I'm going to get my groove together and come back. Okay. Okay, you caught me. You caught me with my channeling stone. So dearest loved ones, in feeling into this energy, Spirit has a message for each and every one of you. They heard everything that we said about these energies of freedom. And Spirit wants each and every one of us to know that we can write our new story. Think of it much like a movie where the curtain opens and then the play unfolds, the script unfolds, and the future is not written in stone. And so be the change that we want to be. allowing ourselves to understand that actually here in 2021, we get to open up that curtain, step through the portal, and create the freedom, create the life, create the energy that we want to see. The power is in our hands. And much like our channel, Joan created that film tonight that she showed you, and she created that movie script. Write out your movie script. Today is July 2021 as we step into the new moon. I see my life filled with angels and angelic blessings. I see my life filled with prosperity. As manna coming down from the heavens, so does those gold coins in each and every one of your hands. Those gold coins are the permission slip from the universe to do your mission. The universe says those messages that you receive are the universe's message for you. And we see those golden rays of prosperity as a reward for that which you are stepping into. Do not be afraid, loved ones. Do not hide your head. Do not worry. That which is chaos will become calm. That which seems restricted will become open. And within your hearts, healing that heart that is within, and imagining right now that we are healing with our hands your heart. And seeing that heart in the center between me and you. Through that television, internet screen, you see this. Taking those hands and imagining yourself smoothing over wherever it was rough. For we know, beloved ones, that planet Earth is not the easiest planet. In fact, it is the most difficult planet in the galaxy, and we commend you. We commend you for that part that you have had in doing the work that you were assigned to do. Know that you are leaders, and know that this is the time for you to be seen. This is the time to come out of hiding. If you have hidden yourself with too much weight, because Spirit has shown me that some of you have drowned your sorrows out in food, get out and start walking. Or turn on your YouTube channel to the music you like and start dancing. Because all of that weight is like putting a big life preserver around you to protect you from those energies that the angels are sending to you. If you want to receive these higher vibrational frequencies, you must ask, you must turn up that antenna, and then you must pay attention to those messages that you are being given. And so it is. So Tina, is there anyone that you want me to look at right now? I see you in a darkened room. I see you in a room that needs to have the light, that needs to have the curtains opened, that needs to have the light turned up bright so that the sun can shine on you. Whoever doused your fire, Spirit says, turn up that ignition. Turn up that ignition. Activate your energy. Literally, time for you to speak your truth. And time for you to let go of that which is shy within you and step outside the confines of this room that I see. Does that make sense, Regina? Let us know if that makes sense to you so I can see that. and have that feedback for you. Remembering that you are an Aries, and I saw that up there, over there. Remembering that you are that spiritual warrior. Choose your weapon of choice. Spirit says choose that weapon. It could be a wand. It could be a crystal. It could be more crystals. It could be bowls. It could be your words. Shift your vibration and step into knowing that the universe does want you to be you, my friend. Okay? So I don't know how that sits with you. This is the first time I've done that online, powerfully, in that way. Energetically, this is your year for personal power to really know who you are. Claim it. And this is for everyone, the new moon this week. Claim that story, your new story. You know that video I did? That's my new story. Write your new story. And you know, if you can, get one of those cute little apps on your phone that you could put all your pictures together and make your story so that you can dance around to it and be excited to do it, because we are living a 3D movie. Okay? All right. Okay. Gonna take a drink of water. And we're going to just use our bowl for a second. Harmida, when I saw your name appearing on the screen, the first image I saw was, oh my goodness, she's on a bridge. She is on one of those super high bridges. It almost seems like one from the Star Wars movies, like a high bridge that goes over the city. I'm hearing New Delphi, something crazy like that, but I'm seeing travel. Perhaps that's what it means, going from one place to the next, one place to the next. And at first I thought it was step by step, but they said no, advanced speed. Do not stop. This is obviously your time to move ahead fearlessly, and to take that road wherever you go. I think it's really travel. I think it's time for you to cut loose. Singapore comes to me also. So I saw New Delhi and Singapore. And so any feedback you might give us would be greatly appreciated. Perfect. Whew. Okay. I'm going to breathe for a moment. It is getting hot in here. Thank God. You know, this is not an ordinary crown. I kind of forget what stones. I think these are like angel light. And these are another crystal. This was gifted to me. And I'm going to have to go back to the person. This is my first time wearing it. But it is also opening up my crown chakra. So sometimes I like to give you keys on how I do what I do by watching me do what I do. I have moved my studio. I'm opening up the studio. In fact, I have a chair coming. My dear friend Michelle, some of you might have seen her last week. She was here, and we discussed more changes. And what's one of the new changes? Opening up the studio so I can have a guest, and so that you can actually see Archangel Michael right behind me. All these years, you couldn't even see him. So feeling his energy right now with us, again for that tremendous healing. So the room is changing, and I can't, it's like I looked at it. It was chaos for a day as I moved all the furniture around. I haven't opened up the box yet with the new chair, but where Yvonne is sitting right now, see, he is my co-host sitting there right now. Be brave, courageous, and bold, guys. I'm not shy about introducing you to my sanctuary and having my extraterrestrial friend here. It's normal in my life, okay? All right. So, in terms of destiny, and I am going to do one more reading, and I will do it for Mary Patricia Blum in one moment, but I'm also guided to pull a card for all of you, okay? These are the Destiny cards by Colette Baron Reed. The deck I've had for like many years. I'm a fan of her oracle cards. In fact, I model my cards after hers in a certain way, the size of them, at least. Okay, so my cards can stack up with hers. And it is very, very important. One of the reasons we want to break free of this restriction is so that we're free to live our destiny. Now, your destiny is not written in stone. Your destiny consists of those visions and images that Spirit plants in your head, the universe wanting you to do this. But it has to do with you acknowledging it, and then you saying yes, and then acting upon it, right? Crazy. Like, subscribe, and share. Those are 3 steps. Please like, subscribe, and share it so we can grow, so we can reach more people. Spirit wants you to do the same thing with your life, okay? Spirit wants you to open up to, well, first of all, be open to receive, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, asking ourselves, how open are we to receive? And then Spirit also wants us to then kind of connect it with our heart and get the message and then act on it. Like, subscribe, share. Open, interpret, act. Right? Open, interpret, act. Open, interpret, act. That's how you get the messages. So again, this week on New Moon, you create your new story. All right, put that last guest up because I am going to do her reading and go from there, okay? Dearest beloved Patricia, when I just checked into you, I saw you in a crowd. I don't know what this crowd is, but it's a huge crowd. It's a gathering of sorts. When I ask what the crowd is, it's a big music festival, huge music festival. I see a big stage, entertainers, magic, mystery, miracles, and Patricia. Or you walking among these people, or this festival of some kind, music festival, is that true? This is your year. Patricia, Spirit is saying the following. You've walked quietly. You've walked anonymously. Not so quiet, not so anonymous. It's time for you to be heard. Time for you to be heard. And now I see a little megaphone. So if you came in at the beginning of the show tonight, and if you didn't, go back and listen to it, but I go, I am Joan of Angels. I'm the Queen of Angels. And I feel like I have a megaphone. I am Joan of Angels. Why? Because when we say, I am Mary Patricia, I am Patricia, I am Marnie, I am Margaret, we expand that energetic frequency. And it is time, Patricia, for your voice to be heard like through a megaphone. And beloved one, Spirit is saying for each and every one of us, you can do this. You imagine you have that megaphone in your hand and with me now out loud. I am, fill in the blank. I am, fill in the blank. I am powerful. I am free. I am breaking through of anything that no longer serves. I am that one that I have always known I am. I am the one. I am a chosen one because I am choosing to hear that voice within, to live my truth, to take those tools from my toolkit and manifest me. And so it is. I am bathed in sweat. I am so wet. My body is pouring out and detoxing and chilling and claiming that power, that energy. You too can raise this with me. You raise your hands like this and you go, I am. I am Joan. I am me. I am free to be me. I am God's perfect manifestation living here on this planet. And I give gratitude and thanks for that which, those gifts that I have been given that are uniquely yours, uniquely mine, those gifts that have been given so we can do what we came here to do at last. And this is that month. This is that year that you can choose. Do you choose to listen to the voice inside where your angels and spirit, those dimensional beings reside, or do you choose to obey the outside world which seeks to repress that which is you? How free do you want to be? I took a risk tonight. I have never done that kind of channeling here. That trance speaking that came through me, the voice of our guides and our angels still are running through me with a power and a certainty. And I would like to have any feedback on anything that I said. You can private message me or comment here so I can see, because I need training in this too. And so I am looking for several volunteers. And if you would like to practice with me, allow me to practice with you. Send me a private message and comment here, and I will reach out to you to set up a time. And I'll probably practice with 5 or 10 of you until I know that I can trans-speak that which Michael has to say and that which your guides have to share. And I promise you that I am fearless and relentless in knowing this truth about me and about you. Now, I am so grateful that you have been here with me tonight. One of the beauties about this time is that I am going to be going up to 5 shows every week. 2 of them are going to be live, possibly a third, but 2 of them will be pre-recorded. One is going to be interviews with master vibrational people that I love, people that I listen to, people I learn from, people who have a higher vibrational frequency than me. So we'll have talks with vibrational masters. One of these shows pre-recorded is going to be mastermind meditations with our guides. And we're going to continue with Miracle Monday and 420 Spiritual Living. So thank you all for tuning in as we step into the miraculous together and we spread these miracle seeds across the planet for prosperity, balance, and harmony. Don't forget to book a soul awakening session with me. The links are below. And join me on 420 Wednesday so we can continue to raise our vibrational frequency and help me grow our channels. Love you all and see you very soon.